Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Makeup Forever powder foundation. I have all the details for you guys. I'm going to give you guys a review, first impressions, wear test, everything like that, and let you guys know if it's worth your money because it is not cheap. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video and that you find it helpful. If you do like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so let's get into it. So for full transparency, I did get this foundation in PR. It is not sponsored. I am not getting paid for anything. You guys already know the deal. But I'm super happy because I get to test it out for you guys. And like I said, it is brand new. I'm not sure if it's a reformulation. I believe they had a powder foundation and maybe this is like the new reformulation. I love a good powder foundation, but they don't all work for me. For reference, I do have normal to dry skin, so this is a review for that type of skin. Sent me 3 different shades. By the way, this is actually my second time using this. I already did a wear test, because I wanted to have a better review for you guys. So let's talk about this foundation real quick, and then we'll apply it to the skin. It's called the Makeup Forever HD Skin Matte Velvet Powder Foundation. It is supposed to be undetectable one-swipe coverage, blurring, mattifying, 24-hour comfort. Now, this is $43, and it does have 11 grams. Best for oily, combo, or normal skin. Like I mentioned, I'm normal, sometimes dry. It's waterproof, long wearing, and it's supposed to be a lightweight, medium to full coverage. Not gonna lie, they did reach out to me a while ago asking me to figure out my shades, but I didn't know it was for this. I knew maybe I would get some type of PR. I didn't know it was for this. And I think I went a little dark with the shades, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work like always, It does come in this like metal tin, and it does come with a powder puff that, interestingly enough, it has 2 different sides. Like one side is like, I don't know, like fuzzy, and the other side is just a regular makeup sponge. They say that it gives you like different amounts of coverage, and then you do get the powder foundation, and you do get a really nice mirror. So this one is in the shade 2N26. I already know what shade works best for me, but to give you guys some help with shade reference, this is gonna be, again, 2N26. The next shade that I have is 2Y30. Actually would be a lot better for me. So this one is a little lighter and a little bit more warm, and then we do have another warm shade which is actually a little bit darker. This is the shade 3Y40. This, for me personally, is like a MAC Give Me Sun. So maybe we can use this. I believe you can also use these as like bronzers. I mean, it's a powder foundation. So we'll try to make it work, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this shade today, actually. Again, that was the shade 2Y30. I'm gonna prep with some Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. You could also go in with like a pore minimizing primer. The reason why I'm not doing any of those things today is because I want to show you guys like the blur and like the finish that you will get without using like specific primers. But like always, when you are using a powder foundation, usually it's a little bit better to go ahead and do like creams first. So I am gonna go ahead and do my creams right now, actually. Okay guys, so because the foundation is a little bit darker and I'm not self-tanned, the concealer is gonna look a little dark as well at first, but it's obviously gonna all blend together with foundation. So for concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay Stay Quickie Concealer in the shade 50WY, and I will be setting it with the Huda Beauty baking powder in the shade Cherry Blossom. And then for cream bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and use the LYS bronzer stick. This one's in the shade Harmony. I'm going to go ahead and blend that out, and I will set it with some translucent powder so that the powder foundation doesn't kind of mess up with the cream. So just make sure to do your creams first, but also set them, and then that way we can kind of buff them all out with some powder foundation. This, like I mentioned, does come with a sponge, and they do say like if you want more coverage, apply with a sponge. You can get a lot of coverage with a sponge. Personally, I just feel like blending and buffing is just way better with a brush. I do like the sponge though, because this is really good for touch-ups or maybe adding a little bit more, you know, coverage. But like I mentioned, I just prefer to use a brush. It just looks better in my opinion. I'm gonna use a dense brush like this. This is the BK Beauty 106, and I like to tap. This is with any powder foundation. And like, first I like to tap to get the most coverage. and then I'll buff. And see how that covered those blemishes? With a brush, like I mentioned, you are going to get a little bit less coverage, but it just looks more seamless in my opinion, and you can always build it. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap it all around until I get the coverage that I desire. But see how it's going on really, really nicely? So I'm going to go ahead and do that and show you guys what it looks like. But as you can see, so far it's adding a good amount of coverage. It's not looking dry or cakey, and it's blending pretty seamlessly. All right, so this is what it's looking like so far. As you can see, I got like a medium coverage. Like I mentioned, if you want that full coverage, this is a time to go in with that sponge and maybe just like do some like spot treatment, but it looks pretty flawless so far. So I'm going to show you guys how it looks with the rest of my makeup, and then what I do to kind of bring it back to life, especially just any type of powder foundation, and then we will do a wear test. But this is what it looks like. As you can see, it is matte, but it's not like super dry or chalky looking. Like I feel like you can still see a little bit of radiance of my own skin. So let's go ahead and do the rest of the makeup. So let me zoom you guys in real quick. Do you see how everything went over the skin perfectly? The last thing that I like to do with a powder foundation always is before setting it with a setting spray, I like to hydrate it with a hydrating spray, fixing spray. This is MAC Fix Plus. You just to add some hydration because it is powder, even though I will say it doesn't feel dry. I think I have a picture or a video of what it looked like by the end of the night. I don't know if it's good quality or not, but I think I was just admiring how my skin looked. But like I mentioned, today I'm also going to show you guys a little wear test. You can obviously go back in and maybe add like the tiniest bit of powder to maybe your pores, whatever you want blurred again. But now it's like that foundation kind of melted onto the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a wear test, but I have to say, just from yesterday and today, this foundation is beautiful. I know some people are afraid of powder foundations, especially if you don't have oily skin, but let me be the one to tell you that it didn't feel drying at all yesterday. There's no like dry patches, and it looks pretty flawless. I'm not gonna lie. Like from yesterday and today, it's a little bit of like, could this be one of my new favorites? I understand. Let me fix my little hair because I'm looking a little rough, but I understand that it's high-end. It's obviously expensive. I do want to add more like high-end products in my channel, and if the product is good, I'm going to recommend it, and if you have the budget, then go ahead and try it. But so far, this foundation looks stunning. Let me show it to you guys in a couple hours, but I have to say, I have been loving it. Hey guys, it has officially been over 10 hours. This is what the skin is looking like. As you can see, it's late at night, but I do have some lights in front of me. I have to say my skin looks great. It doesn't feel dry at all. It almost makes me question this foundation for like oily skin, but for normal skin, it is not drying. It looks great. Almost looks a little luminous. I think it's amazing. Like I mentioned, I know it's pricey, but if it's in your budget, this might be one of my new favorite powder foundations ever. So yeah, I think that if you're interested, I think you should definitely try it. I think it looks beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's not too much, not too heavy. I think it's great. So double thumbs up for that. I will link it down below, but let me know if you guys have any questions down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.